Hello and welcome to the Mastering the Art of Time, Mindset, and Management. I'm your host, Karrie Klimas, and I'm a time, mindset, and management specialist. And I've been offered this opportunity by Network After Work to present this presentation masterclass to their audience. So I'm glad you could be here to participate. Now on the screen, it says Business Development Part 3 of 3. So this is one of my complimentary webinars that I host once a month. I also host a company webinar on virtual networking and networking. So I'm just using this presentation for today's masterclass. But if you'd like to know more, love to connect, you'll get my information at the end. And I trust you'll walk away with great value, some new ideas, some tips. If you're hearing it a second or third time or more, but it's always great to take new things in and put them into action. So I look forward to you staying through and walking away with some great tips and look forward to connecting if that's something you like to do and love to hear your feedback. So a little bit about myself, who's our presenter. So I'm a South Florida native here in Broward County near Fort Lauderdale. And I was in the corporate world for about 18 years as an executive assistant. So I took care of other people's calendars. I'm very good at organizing. My parents are very organized, so I appreciate them and their relationships. So I was in corporate, but I believe there was room for more. I remember talking to my last corporate job in 2009 and talking to some ladies and wanting to, be on my own and what that might look like. Well, corporate world let me go in 2009. I started networking. At the time I was working with a home-based business selling candles, 5 years into it. And, believe in personal growth. I did go to networking before I got let go, but only could network at night. So I go to a networking event and into December of 2009 and met this guy, Norman. Couldn't just sell candles. He suggested me to brand myself. Didn't know what that meant. So I took time to sit down with him, have a coffee, and learn about what he has to say. And he offered me the opportunity to, brand myself. And we co-created my first business called Gift Problem Solver. And so I say to people all the time, the more we get to sit down with people, keep our ears open, we never know what they might offer. Now, this wasn't something he charged, so I'm very grateful. But at the end of the day, building relationships where we can build up know, like, and trust and be open to all possibilities. So anyways, after being in, network marketing and going to several conferences and seminars, I believed in personal growth, but sometimes we write a lot of notes down, but not know how to put those things into action. And the universe brought me a coach. And from there, she asked me if I was living my ideal life. I said, no. She says, what if I could teach you an exercise to quiet your mind, focus your time and attention on creating a business that aligned with your skills and abilities? Well, I thought that was magic to my ears. I just knew I couldn't keep living with a showroom of inventory. My personal relationship wasn't going so well with the boyfriend at the time. So I said yes and became my own ideal client. And I've been committed to my human potential ever since. So, having a personal trainer with a company called Self-Discovery Life Mastery. I've been self-discovering myself and mastering my own life since 2011 because none of us came with an owner's manual. So I'm very grateful, hiring an expert to help me master myself and my skills, knowing what's important to me. And now I'll give my time to others. But during that time frame, the founder of Self-Discovery helped me, co-created a business partner. We created a workshop, communications workshop called Great People Skills. We did that for about 5 years. It was experiential for individuals and professionals here in Fort Lauderdale. And we taught people how to be more relaxed and grounded, how to connect with people, listening, creating better ideas, and keeping our attention focused on the other person, and creating those mutual win-win outcomes. And so also had a team of people, a couple coaches. We were Self-Discovery Life Mastery coaches, as well as the workshop. Great team. We had great things time together, learned a lot through my experiences. We decided to take a pause back in September 21. And I decided about a month later, I wanted to create my next business, and Great Partnership Solutions was created based on all my experiences. Again, I was good at networking. People told me I was good at follow-up, good at asking questions and caring and interested in other people. So when I took the time to understand my wants and needs and fulfill them, I wanted to share my experience and my knowledge with others and add great value to their lives so they could be better at networking, follow up, and asking great questions. And so Great People Skills was Great Partnership Solutions was created. And now we're here in a year and a half into it. So I'm very grateful for all those experiences and sharing my knowledge and my experience with others. Along the way, I've become better at networking, marketing, presentation skills, winning attitude, organization, presentation, asking questions, and I'm very grateful to the investment in myself and that time I invested in myself to become a better version of myself. So, yeah, so just happy to share that with others. So let's move on. Excellent. I know a little bit about me. If you have anything else you'd like to know, feel free to reach out to me at the end and love to share. So being that I normally do this as a webinar, but either way, make sure you have pen and paper available to take down some great notes. Pay attention. Often, like the people who do participate in my webinars, my goal is that we all participate. There are individual slides. I ask my audience to participate and read a slide, share their feedback, and make sure it's not the Karrie show. I want others to participate to make it more valuable, entertaining, interactive. And so being that this is a master class, we're not doing that, but on my webinars, you'll experience that. Usually at the end of my webinars, people are there to introduce themselves and share their feedback. And yeah, I invite everybody to know each other. So the goal is that you walk away with great tips, great resources, plus greater clarity, learning how to get the most out of your time and have fun as well. So this is like a little GPS. So here's what we're going to be doing, where we're going. Often we do this together as a group, but today I'll be sharing this by myself and sharing this webinar, and what things I'll cover is the benefits and misconceptions of time management, winning formula and time slogans, who and what waste our time, who and what adds value to our time management skills, where to find time management ideas, time management apps, time management tips, as well as sharing my upcoming services and events. And usually people are participating. I would ask them to introduce themselves and share their takeaways. So if you're hearing this, again, I would certainly love to hear more about your takeaways as well. Love to connect. I believe networking is important. So many products and services that are always coming out and about. So the more we could take the time to build relationships, mainly in person or virtual, that's where opportunities can present themselves. This opportunity came to me today by having a virtual call with Justine with Network After Work. So if I didn't take the time to connect with her, then this opportunity wouldn't have been presented. So everything in life is about a human connection and taking time to learn more about each other. All right, some benefits of time management: great productivity and efficiency, less stress. I'm sure everybody could use some of that. A better professional reputation, increased changes of advancement, better work-life balance, increased energy, confidence, and focus, and more time freedom. Who wouldn't want any of that? I certainly like being productive and being efficient. And, I certainly like, I'm sure most people like to have less stress. Lots of times, less stress is just coming from us, overwhelmed with too many things, so many things coming at us, not knowing how to really pause, take a breath, and just relax to discern what is important, and then stay focused on one thing at a time, whether it's a conversation or an activity, and follow up, follow through, and, feeling it being completed. And yeah, the more we're able to balance our lives, what feels right for us. I find a lot of people do work a lot, not putting a lot of time in for themselves. A lot of times people would like to take more vacations or travel, time with family, don't forgetting the massages or doctor's appointments, whatever feels right, activities, working out, whatever things to do around the house. Now, often I say many people put their time toward their business and not time on their business as well as their personal life. And oftentimes people and other things get left out. If you are looking to have better time management, love to connect. Misconceptions of time management. This is just the opposite of the benefits. So overscheduling helps you keep on top of things, commit to every task yourself, achieve perfection wherever and whenever possible, complete each task no matter how long it takes. Don't bother sharing time management, time-saving tips. No one uses them. Don't waste time getting organized. Now, if you are somebody who believes in any of these, no problem. You are certainly welcome to keep your mind open to the benefits rather than these misconceptions. We can't do everything. We got to be able to delegate it to people. People have things that we need. I'm certainly not a car auto repair person. That's why I network to have a trustworthy auto repair person. So every time my car needs a situation, needs to get oil changed and things like that, I have an ideal person I know, like, and trust that can take care of that in a timely manner. And I feel I'm getting a great value and great value to my time and my money. But we can't complete everything, but being able to focus on one thing at a time and follow through is ideal. Being organized, I feel, is important. If our time, our house or home or emails or phones are overwhelmed with too many things, often we're not spending our quality time on things that are important. But what these things are cleared, when we do them by ourselves with other people to help us, get decluttered and organized, going to give us more freedom and, feel more peace, as well as then be able to focus on other things that could be important. Winning formula: my attitude plus my behaviors plus my actions gets my results. My winning attitude creates my winning results. Now, if my attitude is negative, what are my results going to be like? If I'm complaining, wasting it on other things or other people, and not really focused on my life and my world, I could be, I'm wasting things on other people. But often we don't remember, know these things and how to really be respectful of our own attitude or mindful of our own attitude. But the more we become aware of our attitude and focus on what's important for us, the world's going to go on with or without us. And so the more we can just stay focused on what's important to us and our priorities and taking action once we get clarity what those are, and then looking forward to results and making them happen. I have a professional, mature adult attitude. Scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best. What is yours throughout the day? So taking time to evaluate, look at yourself. And, I say the more time we put into ourselves and our own personal growth supports us to become more professional and more mature. Often, we might leave school and, not knowing how to grow and being around the people who are growing. So I'd say take the opportunity to be around people who are wanting the best for you, want to see you grow. They always say we're just like the 5 people we surround ourselves with. So you might want to consider surrounding with other people that are also growing and mastering skills and, help you get more of what you want from your time. I certainly done that. I'm very grateful. I love the people I'm surrounded by, and everybody's just where they're at, and that's no problem. But I also like being around people who want the best for me and encouraging me and being honest and real, so I could create better results and, living life in more flow and more at peace with myself, as well as I trust others would. Time beliefs and affirmations. I never have enough time. I cannot change time, but I can take time to change. My time is limited, so I don't want to waste it living someone else's life. Life is all about having a great time. I can't get my time back. Now, we could go on with some of these, but let's look at, I never have enough time. If I never have enough time, I'm right. But if I have all the time in the world for myself, my priorities, reward myself, what do you think I'm going to feel like in my everyday life? Well, what if you were like that? What if you really believe that more? Focusing more of your time and attention on really believing you have enough time because you are structured, you have a plan and prioritizing and knowing what's important to you, and you take action on it. I cannot change time, but I can take time to change. Well, change is going to happen. Our phones change, the apps change, but often I'll say most people don't change. If the leaders of these phones and these apps, they don't listen to their audience like ourselves as clients, they don't listen to us, they don't take time to improve, we won't use them anymore. Well, same goes with us as humans. We're taking the time to make improvements in our everyday lives. Look at restaurants. If they don't take time to improve their menu, evaluate, review and reflect, how are they going to make improvements? So taking time for ourselves to sit back and look at ourselves so we can make some changes to get better results. Time is limited, so I don't want to waste it living someone else's life. No, I want to live my own life. Anybody else want to live their own life? Do what's important to you, what feels right for you. Spending it on the people you want to be spending it with, quality time on people who are open, honest, real, taking that for yourself first and being that more, you can attract more people like that. Life is all about having a great time. Absolutely. I'll say life is like a sport. Now, for those of you who play sports, there's a coach, there's a team, there's audience. So where's the coach in your life? Where are those team players? Where's the people cheering you on? Where are they? Do you have many of them? Are they the ideal coach? Do you have an ideal coach? Do you have enough people in your life that are cheering you on, want the best for you? So having, treating life like a sport and to keep on winning. There's always a goal in mind. The ball needs to get in the hole and things come at us, but being able to stay focused on the ideal outcome and winning and being around people that we want to be spending our time with that also want to support us winning. I can't get my time back. Absolutely. I can't get it back, but I can stay focused on getting, making the most out of my time and staying focused on what is important. So if you're looking for something like that, making the most out of your time, let's connect. Who and what waste our time? So I will use it in the I form since I'm the one speaking. When I talk negative, complaining about people. When I don't value and appreciate myself and others. When I waste time on non-return on investment, IPA, I forgot about what that means, but like productive activities, like important productive activities, things that aren't going to cost, make any money from. So if you're working 9 to 5, I certainly if you have your own business and you're available, I'd say 9 to 5, connecting with people, doing your follow-up, meeting people for coffee, evening hours based on, opportunities that can help you with the ROI. But during the day, definitely focus on real connections and meeting people. When I talk too much, rapid thinking, often our little monkey mind just runs and runs and runs. And if you really could take the time to slow down, being focused on the point and purpose so we can get through, get to what's important in everyday life. When I worry about people, what people think, my own self-doubt, if I keep worrying about what other people think, then I can't be focused on what's important in my everyday life. Now, I know these things aren't easy, but it's certainly a practice, just like any sport. Anytime you want to learn something new, working out, cooking, any activity, if you did it once, great, but just like, we got to take practice. If you're working out 3 times a day, or to say 3 days a week for 30 minutes each time, I mean, you're probably not going to stop doing it. I mean, you want to maintain that weight. And often we can forget about that, but getting back on track so we can maintain the exercise every day to maintain the ideal weight we want to be at. So it does take consistency and practice and determination. What else wastes our time? Uncertainty, confusion, distractions, overthinking, shopping and watching too much TV. Well, nothing wrong with any of those, but it's excessive. I enjoy watching TV at the end of the night. That's my reward. I enjoy some shopping. I have some places I love and, enjoy getting some reward from myself, but, not doing it to spend. I rather spend my money on things that are important to me, things that are going to help me grow, or of course, got to eat and do things, but focus our money and spending it on things that are important to us, shopping for, ideal things that we need, help us grow and live, whether it's for our business or our personal life, but spending it on those things that are important. When I do too much, multitasking, if I'm doing too many things at once, I'm never going to get anything completed. 10% here, 20% there. But if I'm just trying to do too many things at once, they're still hanging around and they're not done. And that's very frustrating and overwhelming. So who and what adds value to our time? When I empower, inspire myself and others, when I value and appreciate myself and others, when I spend quality time on fun activities, when I listen, ask questions and get to the point, when I stay in my own lane, certainty, confidence, discipline, clear structure, when I stay focused on the task and complete with a winning attitude. Well, I use the word I because that's how I start with ownership. I have to, take it for myself first. And when I take the time to inspire and empower myself, then I can also take the time to inspire others. So the goal is I'm going to take that mask like we see in the plane. I'm going to take it first and be selfish. And then I'm going to be selfless to help others. So there's nothing wrong with being selfish as long as it's going to create a win-win outcome. I want to take time for me to relax and get things that I can get accomplished. And once I get those done, then I can be better for other people. Because often I say many people, we give ourselves to many people and forget about ourselves and what really adds value to our time. And many people in our lives are always turning around and asking us what we really want and need. But finding more people like that would be ideal. Time management skills, planning, prioritizing, goal setting with deadlines, communication, decision making, maintain focus, self-awareness, self-motivation, delegating, managing stress, distractions, organization. They look good here on the screen, right? All important. But how to actually do this deliberately and effectively, day by day, week by week, month by month, isn't easy. So it does take practice. So planning your every day, I'll say people plan for vacations, but often don't take the time to plan their everyday life they were on vacation. So on vacation, your phone's down, you're doing things you love, spending with people you want to be with, but taking pictures of your vacation. But what about every day, putting your phone down, spending the things you want, being productive throughout the day, and then rewarding yourself in the night, prioritizing, know what is important to you, who and what's important. Goal setting with deadlines, like when something due by the end of the day, by the end of the week, monthly goals, your personal life, and taking time to say monthly goals as if I want to get a massage every month, I'm looking to work out every day, 3 days a week or more. Having deadlines of when you want to get them accomplished, not a week, year from now, but day by day, month by month, to get those things accomplished. Even write them on a vision board if that's where you have to see it every day. That's always good. I mean, the more places you have it in a sense that you can see it, often I find people put a lot of things down in different notebooks, but having one notebook only, or separate, one business, one personal, but also a vision board so you can see it. Communication, decision making, the more we can make clear decisions, the better for ourselves and other people. Trusting ourselves is important and communicating that effectively. Maintaining focus, whether it's on an activity or people, and following through. Self-awareness. If I'm not aware of something, how can I change it? So the more open we are to be more self-aware of things around us, the more open we can see things that maybe we didn't see before, that open mind and going, wow, I didn't see that before. Now that I see that, oh, that was my blind spot. So I always welcome my own self-awareness as to things I didn't see, because that just helps me move forward to things that could be better. And having that attitude that goes with that. Self-motivation. What do you do to motivate yourself? For me, I can do some exercising, love dancing, turn the music on in the house, taking a walk, doing things around the house that maybe, need to get accomplished. So once I get those things accomplished, then I can focus more on the next task I need to get done, possibly for the business. And then another reward. Delegating. We can't do everything. We're all Superman and Superwoman, but there's no way we can do everything ourselves. And be able to determine what is we're good at, what we want to do. And if we're not good at it, finding people that we can delegate it to, time and cost effective, so they can do these things. So we can, create a win-win outcome. That's just more stress and stuff on ourselves. Being able to delegate more effectively, whether it's to family members, to somebody you're paying, things like that. Managing stress or distractions. Now, managing stress, I trust people would love to have, because stress is just being overwhelmed with too many things all at once. Not taking the time to pause, relax, taking everything in and just discern for what's going on. Managing your distractions is simply being aware of what's important. This isn't easy. Most people are just busy all day long, this rat race, but not taking enough time to slow down, pause, and really discern what's important, who's important. And then being inspired to take action, what is important. Organization, taking time to keep your home, your office, your car, your emails, your text messages, the phone apps, and being organized and letting go of things and letting go of people and things that don't serve us, and hiring people that help you be better organized. I've hired an organization lady like 7 years ago when I was selling my products. And I'm grateful when I made that commitment to myself, my coach, and I just couldn't see things. I didn't know how to organize. And she's still with me today. And, we definitely figured it out. My parents loved her and used her. And now she's like part of the family. But there's just things that I just can't do myself. And goes along faster having somebody else do it with me, so we can have an ideal outcome in together. And being organized around us help us to have more clarity, to stay focused on other things that could be important. Where to find time management ideas? Of course, YouTube, Google, LinkedIn, books, online courses, workshops, seminars. Find a good friend at time management, a coach or a mentor. Now, the first few ones are great. I mean, we can be overwhelmed with so much information that we're not knowing how to turn it into transformation. How to take those action steps. So-and-so said this, so-and-so said that. Well, what should we believe in? What is that next action step? So we might always need or clear what is we walk away with from these top three, but having a plan, if we get the information, how to really put it into a practice that turns into a habit that we get results from our time management. I say it's like looking at a menu and never actually ordering the food. I mean, we just go and get a lot of information in a paper, we read a book, but not taking the action steps from what the book says. I mean, going to a restaurant, you have a server that helps us take what's on a menu and turn it into reality. So it's actually food in front of us that we can actually eat and enjoy and experience. Just like in sports or anybody in the armed forces, I mean, everything's experience, learning things that you didn't know, cooking, baking, and activity. The more we practice, the more we do something is an experience. We can't just read it and be a concept. Got to put into a practice. And the more we practice, the better we get at it. It helps us feel more confident. Get a friend, coach, or mentor that, that can help you in these things. So you can accelerate your growth, not only reading about it, but help you get there. A server helps you get what you want. You got to tell somebody at the end of the day what you want. We all need humans to help us get something, and getting exactly what you want in a short amount of time. Time management apps. Best overall, Todoist. Best work schedule, Toggle Track. Best for personal life, Time Tree. Best for multiple people, Trello. Best additional resources, Calendar, not Calendly. Best multiple platforms, remember the Milk, Checklist, and Task Manager, not TikTok. And all these came from a resource called verywellmind.com. I've used Todoist before. I'm not sure about the other ones, but you can certainly, take this information down. And at the end of the day, it's just a resource, but you got to stay on it, stay consistent to it, and practice and find out what works for you. I mean, my best time resource tip is my calendar. I love my Google Calendar. I put my personal stuff on there, my business stuff on there. I mean, it's my second best tool. So if I want to know what I'm doing tomorrow, the next day, my follow up is all on my calendar. Now, there are other things that come up. I take notes, I have papers, and I love throwing that paper away. But, we get ideas, but put them on paper, find a way to remember and take action on it. So then we have more free time to do things we love. At the end of the day, resources work. It's us that's usually in the way of ourselves using the resource effectively. Time management tips: create a vision, SMART goals, daily action steps. SMART standing for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely. If you're not specific, it's not measurable, realistic, or timely. Again, timely being exactly when you want to get a goal accomplished, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month. Either way, having a goal in mind, a time date. It's like having lunch. I mean, it's a goal to eat, goal to have dinner. There's going to be a time. If we usually eat 3 times a day, there's going to be a time that we want to get this done and accomplished. What time to go to bed, what time to wake up. So everything actually has a number. Find a good time management system. I audit your time for 7 days straight and make changes. Really taking the time to reflect, review, revise, and seeing where you can make something better habit. Just like it says, number 4, instill keystone habits into your life. Set up alarms. Often people set alarms, don't abide by them. They ignore them. Ding dings. They forget. We forget. We're busy on our track and totally forget about these alarms and not going back to them. I mean, it's normal human behavior, but if you really feel it's important to you and you really value it, you're going to make it happen. Just like an alarm, got something in your calendar to go to. Just because it's there doesn't mean you're going to do it, but it is one step closer to it, to making it happen. Be aware of bad habits, create new ones, taking time to write down some new habits you want to achieve. It certainly takes, an attitude of being willing, determined, and persistent. I'm willing, I'm determined, I'm persistent, making it happen. Take frequent breaks when working. Absolutely. Many people work, too busy focusing on clients, not enough time on ourselves, making our own selves a client. Often people tell their people to slow down and take a break, but often we don't take the time and break for ourselves. You deserve a break. Take time, relax. I love taking a nap here and there. Often on days, if I find the time, for sure, I relax. I want to be better for myself and the person I'll be giving my time to. I want to be ready to go. I don't want to be drained. I want to be able to really to take action, taking the information in to create a win-win outcome. So take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes, take 30 minutes, make it a goal to, increase, but make it a practice. Meditate or exercise every morning. I'd definitely say meditate maybe not every morning, but throughout the day, if you take 15 minutes, the value of meditation is actually feel more relaxed, more at peace, more quiet time. The more you do it, the more frequent, more natural it becomes a habit, and the more natural you become in a more meditative state. Imagine how that's going to feel. Yeah, I've been practicing a simple active form of meditation for over 10 years. And the more I practice it, the more I, become more in a more meditative state. I'm very grateful for that consistent practice. And I share that exercise with others as well. Review your day in the evening for the next day. Absolutely. I'm already looking at my calendar for tomorrow, confirming my appointments. So when I wake up, I know that my day is ready to go. Of course, things can change, but I've taken the time to confirm appointments. And once people do confirm, I also go back and even acknowledge their confirmation. Review your day at the end of the evening. Get a coach or mentor that can guide you. The value, successful people hire coaches. If you really want to accelerate and grow, again, there's things that we just can't see. That's the value of hire experts and masters who done things before us. That's the whole point we do pay people because we had teachers in school, masters, experts. Our parents did the best they could. If you learned anything from somebody in a sport, there was a coach, there's a mentor. So if we ever want to accelerate or learn something, the goal is to have people in our lives that are going to help us get there a lot faster. Turn off social media apps, alerts. Absolutely. My phone's even off. Have a couple apps on your phone, spend quality time just in apps that you want to work on. And maybe at the end of the day or as reward during the day, declutter and organize, whether it's doing dishes or putting something away and just getting that stuff, stuff around you, organizing out of the way on a consistent basis is definitely a way to feel more relaxed and more at ease. Strategy for success: sit down with pen and paper in a quiet location. write a business, write the business activities you want to get accomplished, or the personal activities you wish to enjoy, daily stuff, week stuff, monthly stuff. Print an hourly schedule, something that looks like it says from 6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, and then time block. Put the things you want, your meditation exercise in the morning, afternoon, and evening, your exercise, what best time is best for you. The time you've had to pick up kids, or the time you want to read a book or exercise, or, make sure you enjoy your meal and be present with your food. Review your schedule, reward yourself on a daily basis. After you've done something, to feel accomplished, reward yourself, whatever that looks like. A walk, do nothing. That's even a great reward. Just sit around, lay in bed and just relax and watch a show. It feels good. Watch a good movie. Feel good about your progress and take action. Set an alarm for the daily activities and be consistent. Know your numbers. Set up goals. Now, if I don't know my goal and how much money I want to make, how am I going to create an ideal outcome? So I have a calendar I have next to my desk, and every month it's open, good from the Dollar Tree. And I have my, my amount of income I want to make at the month, that when I break it down per week, then I can focus on what my goal is and actually write those numbers down. Who are my ideal clients? What are the qualities of my ideal clients? Where are them? How many do I need a month to equal to this income that I want to bring in? Whether residual income or other activities I could bring in. Is there a side that you might need? Where and who are my ideal clients and my target audience? For me, I'd say my niche is realtors, but I can work with anybody. At the end of the day, I've been focusing on myself. I'm a piece of real estate. I've invested in myself. And so the more I took time to invest in myself, the more I can invest in other people. So realtors, but everybody has 24 hours. Everybody's got, whatever their mindset is what you're going to create. But I'm looking for people who are open and willing and honest and goal setters. So if that's you, awesome. Looking for more people like yourself. The more you were being your ideal client, the more you can find your ideal client, because you're going in with that ideal outcome and attitude. What about networking events in person? What do you want to get from the event? How many do you want to create a month? What about your follow-up, meeting people in person, virtual coffees? Everything's about developing relationships. If we're not developing relationships, it's like dating. Just having a text not the same as meeting people for coffee. Just like friends come in town, you haven't seen them a while. Don't you want to take the time to meet them and connect and, being able to develop that relationship and see what possibilities can happen, resources, referrals, you never know. Appointments, how many do you have? How many do you want a week? How much time do you set on following up with people? So making time for that. I say follow up. Mine is usually, Tuesday through Thursday, 2 to 4. I do a lot of follow up from past people I've met to find out time we can meet for coffees and keep developing that relationship. So I never know what opportunities are going to happen. What skills and attitudes are needed to get the best results? I'd say these are my 5 C's. I need clarity. I need confidence to communicate. Maybe be committed, as my commitment, as well as being consistent. So without clarity, if I'm not clear on something and what I'm looking for, how can I communicate that with somebody else if I'm not looking? I don't know. So being able to be clear about what we're looking for, so we can get what we want. Just like going to dinner. If I'm not clear what I want to eat, how am I going to get that? I need to tell the server, but the server is going to ask questions to help me define my wants and needs. Just like I am supporting people on how to get clarity in what you want. You got to ask people, what is it you want? What are you looking for? So you can be able to communicate that and be committed to want that. Just like working out. How many days? What's your ideal weight? What would you like to weigh? Everything's got to have a goal in mind. So again, our attitudes, behaviors, or actions create results. Time is money. Time to get clarity, gain focus, and grow more. So I'd say, if we're all willing to grow, we got to get some clarity to gain focus so we can grow in what's important. Just like a plant. If it's not, if we want to grow a plant, it needs water, it needs attention. It needs, it's not going to grow. You got to put roots into the ground. So just like us, in order for us to grow, we got to be solid, grounded in what we want so we can grow into being the person we want to be. The ideal mother, father, sister, brother, leader, partner, client, all those. We can become more of those, successful, happy. So I'd say PMA is the answer. Pay more attention with a positive mental attitude, just like being more childlike or exploring a new journey. When you go out and explore things, pay attention, enjoy the things you see, have a positive mental attitude. Because the more we're really paying attention to things, we can see things we didn't see before. Like, wow, children are like, wow, mommy, look at this. Look how this thing is. So the more we can be like that, the more we can see things we didn't see before and be excited about them. Imagine that. Time mindset and management, key challenges, areas I saw. So these are from the slide I said earlier. So if any of those things, you're honest with yourself about any challenges, maybe you're ready for a solution. And if so, love to connect with you. Communication and building relationships. Again, these are some active, areas in our life that we can communicate not only better with other people, but with ourselves. Active listening with ourselves, being clear and concise with ourselves, being respectful of ourselves, of other people, consistently interested in ourselves and other people, public speaking, what scares most people. But the more we take the time to grow and practice and learning these skills on how to communicate better with ourselves, then we can also communicate better with other people. So the question is, if you're having any challenges in this area, if you're honest and you're looking for a solution, love to connect. I do some other, administrative marketing visibility. There's resources out there. Sometimes we don't follow through with them, know how they work or how to use them. So there's Calendly, Canva, or Google Calendar, social media. If you're looking to set up emails, presentations, like to declutter, Wing Woman services, going to an event and actually getting the best results out of your networking opportunities, whether it's online or in person. But open all possibilities. If any of these things sound of interest and you like to get more out of your resources and looking for a solution, love to connect. Goal setting workshop. Well, often we may talk about goal setting, but not knowing how to do it. So I'm hosting a virtual goal setting workshop on Saturday, July 15. Learn how to create an action plan to achieve your goals. We're going to identify areas as a group, areas you like to achieve, knowing your passions, knowing specific areas. So the goal is you walk away, we're going to set up a SMART goals worksheet, starting with the time, the end in mind, and working our way backwards to set up a SMART action plan. We're going to do at least one area of your life, whether it's business or personal. It's up to you. And if we have extra time, we're definitely going to support in doing another one. So that investment is $60, and the goal is to walk away more motivated and confident. I also host a networking skills workshop, learn how to create more win-win outcomes, on Saturday, August 5th from 2 to 4:30 p.m. Also Google Meet. If you're looking to be better at networking, we're never taught these things, better organized, having a simple follow-up strategy, knowing the best and worst practices of networking, whether before, during, and after event, and even we meet people, being better prepared. We meet people, having flyers, being ready to write down and take notes with other people, how to be better organized with people's business cards or if they don't have one. So that's something that interests you that you'd like to be better at. Look forward to seeing you. That investment is $60 and walking away more knowledgeable and organized. This is my next complimentary webinar. If you're seeing this and this is past due date, feel free to visit my website at greatpartnershipsolutions.com or Eventbrite. You can find my complimentary webinars there once a month. My next one's on virtual networking, learn how to network virtually. That means you can do business anywhere and you want to meet more people, having more confident and heading to do speed networking virtually or going to virtual networking events, how to walk away with the best practices of how to do virtual networking better, to be better prepared. Yeah, love to connect, love to see you on my complimentary webinar. You can't miss like this one. I do this one every 3 months and just rotate. So you can find all the dates at greatpartnershipsolutions.com. I also have a YouTube channel. You can find short videos on networking, time management, communication, organization, and more. Plus my services, my workshops and events. You can go to youtube.com/@Karrie Klimas GPS. That's KARRIE KLIMAS GPS. I got over 60 videos on there, short videos. Any of these things that interest you, feel free to listen to them, like them, subscribe to the channel, share the channel with others. And if you're inspired to connect, feel free to do so. Love to connect with you. So last but not least, this is my information. I certainly hope you are walking away with great values and great tips and ideas and resources. And if you'd love to connect, love to hear your feedback, get to know who you are. Networking is very important in everyday life. You can reach me at Karrie@greatpartnershipsolutions.com. Again, you can visit my website, Great Partnership Solutions, go to my YouTube channel, or even text or call me, 954-629-4945. Again, if you're seeing this, it's hosted by Network After Work. Thank you again, Network After Work. I've been part of them before COVID, in-person events or virtual events, and have been presented once before with them, but I'm glad to be offered this opportunity to share this masterclass on time, mindset, and management. Again, Karrie Klimas, your host. Look forward to staying connected and seeing you again soon.